welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can see, I'm in the Honda showroom about to show you the newly released P7 EV from Honda. Let's go. So as usual, I want to start from the front here, and it's the newly released P7 from Honda. This car is really amazing. You'll see why I'm saying that in a minute. So I'm starting here from the front, and you have a nice grill here, very low, allowing air in for your radiator, for the cooling of the batteries and the AC and things like that. And then we come up here and we have the number placement area. It has this sort of flat profile, and then you have your parking sensors here, and this plastic design has this ridged design language, which is all really nice. And there are some sensors hidden in here, and there's a camera here, all looking really nice. And if we go to the lighting department, so you have LEDs all around. You have some daytime running lights here on the top of the main headlamp. It's actually a whole unit integrated. In there are the daytime running lights, some running down here, and this one up here is running all across from all across the front to the other side. And in here you have your main headlamp, so you have one, two, I believe one for low beam and one for high beam, and there's a third one here which I believe would be for fog lights or to light up the side of the road. And if we look down here, it has this very nice muscular build to it, all looking really nice. And you have your Honda logo here, which is illuminated, and then you have your bonnet right there. It's an EV, but it still has all these soft padding in the gaps to stop noise from getting in the cabin. And if we look up there, it has some cameras there for your automatic rain sensing wipers and other safety functions. And then we move on to the left hand side, and it's similar to what I showed you on the other side. If I just step up back a little bit, we can see the profile of this vehicle. I saw it in pictures. I didn't know it looked this nice. In person, it looks very smart. And I think Honda has made a departure from their usually subjectively boring designs. This one is really good. And we come down here, and right above we have this sort of piano black plastic right above the wheel well. And then we come down here, you have this very nice design of the rim with some, so that's the alloy rims. And then on the side we have some plastic inserts, good for aerodynamics. And it comes with Continental tires in 265/45 rim 21 tires with speed rating V, so allowing some strong power there. And if we look in there, we got our suspension going on, very nice. It's not air suspension or anything, but anyone who knows Honda knows that it's going to be really comfortable. And then we come down here, we have some soft padding in here, some carpet material good for sound deadening. And as you can see, typical of Honda quality, it's not just some plastic clips. These are real screws that are used to bolt this thing to the body. So that's a touch of quality right there. And these 21-inch rim tires are looking really nice. They fit the car really nicely. And we come on to the side, you have your slow charging right here. The fast charging is on the other side, so it shuts really nicely. And you got this rubber here which will seal properly and not allow water to go in, so that's really nice. And it's all manual. You press, pull it open, and you push it back. It's not going to fail on you. That's really nice. And with this particular car, which is the highly spec'd one, it comes with this camera. I'm not really a fan of these cameras, but it works quite well. I'll show you when I go into the interior. And you have Honda badging illuminated here when you're charging, but once it's charged and you disconnect the charging, then it's going to go off. And if we go down here, it has this nice side skirt, making the car look very muscular, coming in this lovely purple painting. Of course, you can have many color choices, and you have very straight lines when it comes to the windows, very conventional sort of design, which is really nice. And the door handles just like that. So when you have the key on you, it opens automatically. But if you don't, then you press this part and then you just pull it to open. The door is light, but it closes very, very solid. And then we walk onto the rear. As you can see, it has very, very straight lines with the windows as well. They are not the biggest windows top to down, but from left to right, they are quite wide. And so it's going to allow a lot of light into it. So as you can see, the front is slightly tinted from factory, and as you go to the rear, it's a little bit darker, but you can still see through. Maybe you can't see it on the camera, but you can still see through, so it won't be illegal anywhere. And if we go down to the back, we have another 21-inch rim, so the front and the rear have the same tires. And then you also have the rear, the wheel well, also looking very nice. The 21-inch just fits it properly because it fills in really, really nicely. And you've got this really nice lip here to prevent debris from flying and dirtying the car. And if I go on to the rear, on the side you have these uniform color lighting, so you only see what colors are lighted, whether it's the brake light or the turn signals when they are illuminated. So that's really nice. And then let's look down here. It has, again, everything on this car has a flat profile, so as you can see, it has a really flat profile on the bottom. And as we go up, you will see your proximity sensors up there, and then you have some reflectors down here. And we look at our number placement area, and you have your Honda badging written in, just like you write on a paper, capital and lowercase letters for all the other letters. So it's looking really nice, and you have your P7 badging right there. And if we go up here, you have a rear wiper, and then you have another camera hiding in there. So the camera is not on the boot lid, it's inside the car looking through the glass. And then you have a brake light bar up there as well. So that's really nice. And we go on to the side here, and the side profile on the right hand side will be similar to what we saw on the driver's side. So yeah, that's a profile of the car. In pictures it didn't look this good, but standing right here in front of it, I really, really love this design. And you can see the Honda quality smiling at you here. And like I said earlier, this is the fast charge. No fancy electronic openings or whatever. You just press it and pull it out, and when you're done charging, you push it back and just press it in, and off you go. So now let's start from the boot and then work our way forward. And before I go, let me just show you the wiper. So you have the, rather than spraying the wiper fluid onto the screen, it comes integrated. As you can see through these pipes, it comes integrated, so it's not going to mess up the body of the car. It's just going to wipe just the screen. So that's really, really nice. So to open the boot, you just press that, and it's electronic gate. It opens quite wide, and if I just show, this is the size you're gonna get. It has a very nice opening, and the boot space, I would say it's adequate. It's not the biggest in the class, but it's quite high, and so you'll be able to pack a lot of things. I would say 2 big suitcases and a lot of other stuff you can put in here. And you also have space on the side here and on the side there for loading up things. And then you have some tie down hooks here. You have tethering points behind the seat. And if we look at, so there's a power outlet here, that's your 12-volt socket. You got a boot light here, and you have a hook here that can carry up to 3 kilograms on this side, and on the other side is the same. You get another light and another hook. And then you can lift this part to allow for a little more extra storage. And then you have a puncture kit in here, and you have your tow hook and your safety triangle. Very, very nice. It just makes so much sense. I'm in love with this car. It has this lip here, making it easy for you to load things in and out. But it's not made of metal, it's made of plastic, but the quality of the plastic is exceptional. It looks good and feels really, really strong. And you have this double layered seal here to prevent water, debris, and noise from getting in there. So that's really nice. And then if we come to the closing the lid department, you have this for safety, so it doesn't crash people. When it's engaged, once it touches any resistance, it's going to go back up. But to close the boot, you just press that and it goes down on its own. So that's really, really nice. Now I'm going to go to the rear seats. So to go in the rear door, you just pull that and you can open it. And look at this, guys. Look at the display of lights. It's awesome. So I was told by the agent that Honda spent 4 years preparing this car, and I would say they've done a really good job. And already I'm sure you can see why I'm so hyped for this car. You can see all the nice light illumination that is going on there. It comes with Bose speakers, 16 speakers all around the car, and then you have this screen which has a proximity sensor. So once I get close, you have lots of controls for the seats, for the panoramic sunroof, which can be darkened or lightened. I'll show you in a moment. So once you get close, it engages. So the rear passengers have their controls as well, and then you have a real door opening lever. It's not one of those electronic ones. And then you have a button for raising and lowering your window. And then down here we have a place for your caps or bottles. So that's really nice. So let me just show you what the interior looks like before I step in. Very, very wide seats. I love them. I sat in them earlier and they are really, really comfortable. Very, very soft. So in the seats you have ISOFIX anchor points here. Very easy to reach. You just pull these tabs and you have access to them. And I love this interior. It's just a nice blend of black and cream. And as you can see, the doors open 90 degrees straight. So it's very, very easy to get into this car. So let me just step in and show you what the interior looks like. Let me leave the door open. So when we look in here on the opposite side, you have the same configuration on the door, speaker grill from Bose, well, a speaker from Bose, not a grill. And then you have the controls on the other door as well. And you can see all your daytime ambient lighting, I should say ambient lighting in there. And this car is very, very spacious. Wherever you look, you can see that an effort has been made. So there's a cutout here to allow even more space for the rear passengers. I'm really, really loving this car. And up here you have your interior lighting, which is touch sensitive, but which you can control on this screen here as well for both passengers. So that's really, really nice. And if we pull down this, we can have access to extra cup holders for the rear passengers and just push. So you just pull this apart and it opens and you can put your cups in here. It's going to be really stable because of these two doors or two lips. You push to shut them and then you just push it back. And as you can see, the middle seat alone, it's also very, very spacious. The whole seat is a bench seat and is very flat. And sitting in the middle seat, I have no problems at all. I have tons of space. This rear is very, very spacious. The front seat is set to my driving position. I'm 183 centimeters tall and I've got super space in the back here. Just look at that. My feet can go almost halfway under the driver's seat and my knees, I still have about 2 fists space. And as you can see, the floor is flat as well, so it doesn't matter where you sit, you have all the space you need. And I like this nice design effect on the rear seat. And you also have seat pockets behind the seat. That's really nice. Let's talk about some material here. So you get some, so up here you have these lights hidden behind this material, and then up here you have some soft rubber material, and then you have some aluminum here, and then in the middle here you have very nice Alcantara, very, very soft feeling. You have some piano black here, which is not too bad. It's just a small strip here, and then here you have Napa leather again. And as you go way down, then you have some plastic, and then your speaker grill for your Bose speakers. So if I point the camera here, you're gonna see how it looks. This is something amazing done by Honda. And as you can see, very, very nice headrest, which is adjustable. So if you're sleeping, you can, and they're very solid as well, so it's gonna last a long time. And on the top you have panoramic sunroof from the rear all the way to the front, and halfway up the car is all nice Alcantara, some microphones here, and a grab handle for the rear passengers. Guys, Honda has done amazing here. Just look at the space. I can actually move about and not bother anyone, even the middle passenger, because there's just so much space in this car, and I can even go even further closer to the door. So I think Honda is onto something really amazing here. Now let's move on to the front and see what the front has to offer. Before we go to the front, we have two Type-C charging ports, very conspicuous, very easy to see. And in the rear you have air outlets. You have vents here for the rear passengers. And look at that, guys. I would even like to sit in this middle seat, then I can see the road and see everything clearly. And the way these seats have been configured, it's not blocking your view. All passengers can see all around. Looking very good. It all makes sense here. I'm really loving this car. Never liked Honda's designs on their cars. I like their motorcycles, but this car, if we're being honest, should sell very well. Let's move on to the front. So I'll start from the front passenger side. Now let's take a look at the camera and see how it all works inside. So when I open the door, this is the front passenger door, and the configuration is very similar. But as you can see, even the front passenger has access to the door lock and unlock, which is really nice, not just the driver. And the configuration is basically the same besides the screen. So the camera I showed you earlier brings the feed of the rear view, what will be the rear view mirror, into the car. And so you have this nice clear screen for seeing what is going on outside. And here it has a button here, you press it and then you can see, while the car is moving, you can see what's on the side. And then it has blind spot monitoring indicator integrated there right here. But you don't have traditional mirrors on this higher spec one. You can go for traditional mirrors, but if you go for this higher spec one, this is what you're going to get. I know a lot of people are not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of it either, but I'm sure once you get in, you start using it, you're going to get used to it. But either way, if you don't like it, you can always spec your car with traditional mirrors. And as you can see, very nice display of the ambient lighting here. And once they shut the door and the car starts moving, it's going to shut off, but you're going to have your nice ambient lighting strips all around. And if we go to the front driver's seat, so you have a side airbag indicated here, and you also have seat controls for the front passenger, so that's really nice. And interestingly, there's VIN here, so I'm guessing the VIN number is going to be under that panel. And if we look at the seat itself, it's a perforated seat, and the design nicely ergonomically designed. And as you can see, there are speaker grills, Bose speakers integrated in the seat on both sides. Nice soft Alcantara material, and as you can see, it's very bouncy. Even before you hit the cushions, it's going to be really comfortable. So let's get into the passenger seat and see what it's like. So the passenger seat, if I just shut the door, I hope it's not too dark in here. As you can see, it has this semicircular shape to it. So the whole car is very spacious, and as you can see, the ambient lighting, I like these strips. I don't like those ones that are like everywhere, but looks really nice. Alcantara everywhere. It's Honda. You can feel the quality in here. But yeah, when you sat inside, this is how you're seeing the screen. The screen is angled, so if you're sitting straight, you can see. You don't have to angle your head. And as you can see, you have your air vents coming from here. One thing that I would have preferred to have would be just like the rear, for these vents to be for passengers to be able to control these vents manually. It's down on the screen, but hey, yeah, they have to integrate some technology here, so it's all nice. It's a nice mixture. And to open the glove box, you don't have to do it electronically. It's right here. You just pull that and then you have access to your glove box. It's not the most spacious glove box, I would say, but it should be enough for putting basic things in there. And it's not lined with felt, it's just plastic, but it's a nice feeling plastic. If you really want to make it soft, you can just get some Alcantara or soft material, felt or whatever, and line in there. This is something anyone can do. So just shut it, and that's it. Very simple, straightforward. And as you can see, if I open the door, it has animation on the door, but sometimes you can configure these lights hidden in here, just like the one on the door, to align with the beat of your music or some other functions. But of course, once you're driving, it'll be off because it's not, it will be blinding the driver and passengers. It just wouldn't make sense. So yeah, that's the dash. So you got a vent area, you got an ambient lighting integrated in some aluminum strip, really nice. And then you got that lighting display area made of some nice soft material. And as you go up, you have the dash, which is some nice rubber material but feeling very soft everywhere. So that is what we see on the dash in front of a front passenger. And then you have your sun visor. With the sun visor, I like it for one thing. I've said in my videos, I don't like those flimsy ones that you open, but this one is plastic. You just flip it up and it makes way to your vanity mirrors, and then if you don't want it, you just shut it and pull it back. Very straightforward and very simple. I like that. And to show you the other parts of the car, I think I should go into the driver's seat. So the driver's seat has similar configuration as the front passenger seat, but sitting in the driver's seat is the same. So if you look on the opposite side, you can see the screen. I've seen some cars that have similar screens serving as the rear view mirror, and they are way down low, and so it's very hard to know. I mean, if you're looking at the screen, then you can see by extension what is happening outside, but with this one it's a little bit raised, and so it's almost at the same position as a rear view mirror would be. It doesn't replace it completely, but I would say this one is done much better than many other ones I've seen. And this car has one thing I like about this car, it has a very flat profile everywhere. And so if you look at the dash, you can still see the bonnet, just about half of it, but it's not intrusive. It just helps you to be able to navigate this car properly, as you can see by those ridges there on the bonnet. So that's nice. And there's a lot to unpack here. Let me start from here. So again, you have your sun visor for the driver. So you flip up, you can see yourself, and then push it down, and that's it. Very simple, straightforward. And then you come here and you have touch sensitive interior lighting, very nice. And then you have an SOS button here. Let me turn it off so it doesn't blind you. You have a SOS button here, and then you have some nice interior night light, I would call it. And you also have a button here for pressing to turn on your light if you don't want to use a screen. So I believe this one is a quick one for turning on all the lights, and then you can turn it off, and then individually you can touch the lights themselves. And then you also have a button here for door safety, and a camera here for monitoring the driver and whatever is going on in the car. So that's a nice thing to see. And then we have our rear view mirror, and it doubles as a camera as well. So as you can see, you can press it to turn it off, and then it becomes a traditional mirror, but you can turn it on as well. And if that's what you prefer. I'd prefer to drive in this mode because it's just way easier and you can just see everything more clearly. And I believe it has this automatic sensing of high beams in the back, because there's this lighting sensor here, so it's going to do all that for you automatically. And then we come down to the left hand side. As you can see, you have your ambient lighting, you have your seat, your settings for two drivers, so driver 1, driver 2, and then set. And down here you have a real lever for your parking brakes. That's really nice. And then here on the stock we have turn signal stock as usual on the left, and it doubles as the stock for your lighting. Nothing new there. And then on the right hand side, that's where you have your wipers and things like that. And then when I press this camera button here, it brings up 360 camera. One thing that I like is once you press that, the 360 view doesn't wait for you to navigate yourself. It has this automatic play thing that will just automatically show you what your 360 view looks like, and you can also control various parts of it as you can see through here. So all looking really nice. And if I press it again, it shuts off and goes back to the home screen. Up here we have a very nice design. This car comes with HUD, as you may see from there, but the car is off now, so you can't see that. But we also have a small screen here. Besides the HUD, you also have a small screen here for the driver. And I initially thought this steering wheel would be intrusive, but no. After setting it to my driving position, it's just perfect. I can still see the screen, hold the steering comfortably, and still have an HUD. So lots of assistance for the driver here. And this screen will display a lot of information about the car and a mini map and lots of other information. So that's really nice. And we come down to the steering wheel itself. Very nice steering wheel. Slightly flat on the bottom, slightly flat on the top, and then it's a smallish steering wheel, beautifully designed. And you have real buttons here. If you can hear, they click, so that's really nice, and they feel really good as well. So and then you have controls here for the music and voice control, and then on the right you have your cruise control and all the other lane keep assist and lane cruise control, distance, and all the functions. And then you have, of course, your horn in the middle and the airbag. I like this two-tone design, really nice. And in the middle here is this nice plastic. It's very quality plastic, feels really good, nothing is rattling about, all looking nice. Some nice ambient light in there. And there's a button here I'm just seeing on the door for opening your boot and closing, so you can sit in the car and do all that. And if we come to the middle, you have a dedicated power button here. It's not like you really need it. If you don't need it, you don't really have to. With the key close to you or your phone close to you with the NFC, you can just get in this car. You just step on the brake, press your gear, and off you go. And up here you have a speaker grill from Bose, I believe it's one of the subwoofers. And we come to this screen. I saw this screen in pictures and I didn't like it, but sitting here it just makes so much sense. I like how it's been designed. The only thing I would say is it's a bit too low. It stretches a bit too extreme. So to put your phone here, or if you get a notification whilst you're driving, you can quickly glance at the screen and see who's messaging you or calling you. But hey, I'm sure it will display on the screen once you're connected to Apple CarPlay or CarLife or Android Auto or whatever you're using. So that shouldn't be a problem. But I would just prefer it to be a little bit cut somewhere here so you can have more access to seeing what is down here. But speaking of down here, there's a wireless charging pad here which you can turn off here. So if you don't need it, you can really turn it off. And there's another area here where you can store an extra phone. So this area doesn't charge, but this area charges, which is really nice. And we look at the screen itself. You have your home button on the driver's side, and then you have this button here for bringing up all the installed apps. All looking, the screen is not one of those huge ones, but it's just the right amount of size. It's just the right size, I would say. And you have lots of functions here. I won't go through them. Obviously, most cars these days have loads of functions. And then you have volume up and down. So if you don't want to do it on the steering wheel, you can do it here as well. You have a call button, you have settings, you have extra, Bluetooth, 5G ready. So this car will come with 5G, and you just connect your devices to it and you can cruise along. And it also has electronic, what in China is called ETC. So with it on the highways, if you want to get through the tolls electronically without stopping at the manual payment point, once you pick up this car, they will install something in there, and then it senses, the ETC sensors at the toll gates will sense, so you don't have to buy that unit and place it on the screen. It will be integrated nicely somewhere, which is really nice. They've kind of thought through everything. The 4 years of development has not been a waste. I think they've done a really good job. And with this screen, it's a split system. So up here you have your main screen, and down here you have your controls, which are always ready. So you don't have to go through the screen before you get to some of the controls. So your seat heating, your temperature, all those quick buttons that you need are always down here on this small screen, which is integrated in the main screen as well. Looking really nice. I think Honda has done a good job with this. Drive modes, brake hold, these are not just touch sensitive, but you can actually push on them and then it engages your hazard lights. And then you have hill descent assist, and you have something here which is not illuminated. I believe I'm seeing a P there. It's kind of like parking, and then I believe it's parking assist, and then you have your windshield heating for both front and back. So let me show you the feature about a panoramic sunroof. So when I go here and then I press that, you have different you can select your ambient light in different stages. But if I select that, so as you can see now, it's kind of transparent, and that is on level 2. So if I go to level 4 will open it up completely, so you can see the roof of this showroom, and you have different stages. Let me go to level 1. So if I press level 1, it takes just a second to gray out. I almost can't see anything, and if I press 0, it's completely gone. So you can only see reflections in the car. So this is going to stop the sun from burning you and the heat from getting in the car. But if I go down here and press, I'm just going to press 4 and keep the camera on the screen so you can see. So I press 4, and as you can see, it's brighter. So this is level 3, level 2, level 1, and 0 is completely blocked. So that's a really neat feature. I've only seen this on the ID7, but it's just a one stage thing, but this one has 5 stages, which is really awesome. So yeah, and you also have nice aromatic scent, so they can hide. There's a place where they can hide your aroma, and then it comes with your AC vent. So that's really, you don't have to buy refreshness and all that. So this car doesn't come with autonomous driving from point A to point B, but it has the function where you can call the car out, like summon on Tesla. If you're in a tight spot, you can summon the car out, you get in and drive. It's not full automatic drive, which is cool. For people who don't want to depend on technology, you just drive the car yourself. And then we go down here, and then in the middle, we have some nice lights, ambient lighting display here, and traditional Honda. You have your gear selectors here: drive, neutral, reverse, park. Simple, straightforward. And then in the middle here, you press it to make way for your cup holders, which are very deep. I don't know how it'll work if you have, okay, so it actually goes down. You can push it down, and I believe it can come up as well, because it looks very deep for shallow caps, and you can close it up if you want. And for middle storage, you just press here and it opens to this, I would say, a good size storage area, and there's lighting in there to illuminate inside, and there's some nice felt material here, so things will not rattle about and be noisy. And as you can see, there are speakers on the headrest of the driver as well. So all looking really nice. 16 speakers from Bose, so the quality of the sound coming in here is really amazing. For copyright reasons, I can't turn it on. But then if we look down here, we have extra storage right below the center console, and so you can store other things there. And as you can see, you have an extra charging 12-volt socket here. Pardon me if it's dark, and you have 2 Type-C charging ports here. So some cars will put it in the middle, but this one, even sitting in the driver's seat, I can clearly see where the charging ports are. So that's really nice. And on the passenger side, you have 2 Type-C charging ports as well. What do you think, guys? Rate this car. I think I would give this car an 8.5 or 9 over 10. I don't know why it's missing 1 point, but personally, I would call this car the perfect car for me. What do you think? Leave it in the comments, and let's set the discussion going. So if we just take a glance around, this is what we're seeing. I'm so excited about this car. I've seen it in videos. I didn't know it will be this nicely done. So kudos to Honda. They have built an amazing car. Alright guys, so this was a quick walk around of the brand newly released P7 EV from Honda. I believe a lot of people just like me are going to be excited about this car. I'm not sure if this car is available or is going to be released in other markets yet, but it's just been released here in China and it's in the showrooms now to be seen. There are no test drive cars available right now, but when they do, I'll be sure to bring you driving review of this amazing car from Honda. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found value in this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to support the channel by subscribing to this channel, and when you do, hit the notification bell so when I upload a new video, you'll be one of the first to be notified. So guys, thank you once again for sticking around. Till I see you in the next video guys. Ride legal, ride safe always. Peace, and I'm out.